Jean-Paul Sartre is sitting at a French cafe revising his draft of Being and Nothingness. He says to the waitress, "I'd like a cup of coffee, please, with no cream." The waitress replies, "I'm sorry, monsieur. We're all out of cream. How about with no milk?" Hello, everyone, and welcome to Paint My Monster with me, your host, Easel Monster, and a special edition of Paint My Monster. This is specifically the Hanukkah episode of Paint My Monster. Now, I am not Jewish. However, I have a number of Jewish friends, and I love the celebration of Hanukkah. I'm looking at you, Mikkel Yance. Here is an arts and crafts project that I thought we'd do on this special Hanukkah edition of Paint by Monster, and I'm going to use bamboo skewers and some Sculpey and some paint, and of course my oven to bake the Sculpey, and there's even a little song that goes along with this arts and craft project. It will be familiar to so many of you. Here it is. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. I made my first dreidel out of some clay. I painted on symbols, then I put it away. The clay had all hardened, and the paint was all dried. I looked at my dreidel, and what a surprise. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. The dreidel was spinning all by itself. Wow! I watched in amazement as it spun off the shelf. It was spinning so fast then that it looked like a top. Imagine that. But there was one problem. It just wouldn't stop. Warning, warning, warning. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. It spun to the kitchen, then it bounced on the floor, doing. Flew right by my window, then right out the door. It spun down the stairs then, but it didn't go far. It just started digging a big hole in my yard. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. The digging was over, things quieted down. The dreidel had planted itself in the ground through spring and then summer and then into fall. The dreidel was growing about 10 feet tall. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. The dreidel grew branches, and then grew some more, and from all those branches grew dreidels galore. This story is silly, but it never ends, for now we have dreidels for all of our friends. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel, we will play. Happy Hanukkah! The Hanukkah game. There is a lovely tradition of playing dreidel during the festival of Hanukkah. What is a dreidel? It's a four-sided top containing the four Hebrew letters of Nun, Gimel, Hey, and Shin. The four sides join to form a point upon which the dreidel spins. All Jewish customs contain profound spiritual meaning. So, all right, how do you play this Hanukkah game of the dreidel. Each player starts with an equal number of little things they can bet with. Could be raisins, could be money, could be, coins. Could be chocolate coins. That's pretty popular at Hanukkah. Anyway, Cheetos. You could play with Cheetos. You could play with anything, peanuts, anything that you could divvy out, and everybody could have about 10 to 15. Everybody starts with the same number. To start the game, every participant puts one game piece into the pot. Every player also puts one piece into the pot at the end of every player's turn. Each player spins the dreidel once during their turn. Depending on which side lands facing up when it stops spinning, the player whose turn it is gives or takes game pieces from the pot. If it turns up as a none, you get none. If it turns up as a gimel, you get everything. If it turns up as a hay, you get half the pot. If it's a shin, or if you're in Israel, a pay, and that's what lands facing up, that player adds one of their game pieces to the pot, sometimes accompanied by the chant, shin, shin, put one in. In some game versions, a shin results in adding 3 game pieces to the pot, one for each stem of the shin. If the player is out of pieces, they are either out, or they may ask another player for a loan. These rules are comparable to the rules for a classic four-sided T-totem, where the letters A, D, N, and T form a mnemonic for the rules of the game. Now, here's something interesting that's New Testament, and typically we don't think Jewish when we think New Testament, although all the writers of the New Testament were Jewish guys. In John chapter 10, verse 22, it says, "At that time, the feast of the dedication took place at Jerusalem." Verse 23 says, "It was winter, and Jesus was walking in the temple in the portico of Solomon." Now, what on earth matters that it's winter? Well, it can't have been the dedication of Solomon's temple. That happened in the fall. It can't have been the dedication of the temple that we associate with Ezra and Nehemiah. That happened in the spring. This says it was a feast of dedication, and it took place in winter. So what's this going on about it being winter? Well, it was the Feast of Hanukkah. That's the dedication we're talking about. So, did Jesus of Nazareth celebrate Hanukkah? Apparently. Hey, this year of 2018, Hanukkah begins the evening of Sunday, December the 2nd, that's today, and ends the evening of Monday, December the 10th, to all of my Jewish friends. Happy Hanukkah, and may the blessings of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob be yours. And I will see you all this coming Saturday. See you next time.